Hey guys, welcome back to Soil and Sunshine. Sorry it's been a little while. This summer was busy and great. We had some vacation time. I had a lot of work to catch up on, and so I'm coming back to you in the late fall to give you a bit of an update of the farm at Fresh Pal. So I'm here today in the passive solar greenhouse, and as you can see, these tomato plants are still going. It's at the end of October now, and the tips of these tomato plants were clipped probably about a month ago. And so as these are indeterminate tomato plants, what that means is when you cut the tip, they stop growing, and we're just waiting for the fruits to ripen and develop before they go to the market. So these tomato plants are about 10 months old. The seedlings were started at the beginning of December, and it's now the end of October. And we haven't quite officially measured, but we're estimating they're about 5 to 6 meters long. And as you can see, what happens is all the leaves and tomatoes at the bottom get picked or pruned, and it's just kind of that top part where there's leaves and the fruits are continuing to develop. So although there's tomatoes still going full steam in the passive solar greenhouse, all the fruit and the veggies in the hoop houses are done for the season. Frost came in September, so those have been done for quite some time. And so at this point, the passive solar greenhouse is probably going to extend to the end of November until the last fruits on these tomatoes are picked. So it's a good 2 to 3 months season extension of the tomato plants in the passive solar greenhouse. And also they are planted in the ground quite a bit earlier than in the hoop houses. So in the passive solar greenhouse, these tomato seedlings were put into the ground in March. Rather, the hoop houses weren't ready because it's still really cold outside in March here. So the hoop houses, all the tomatoes were planted more in May, June time frame. So today's task is picking tomatoes, and these guys are heading to Edmonton tomorrow. Now, one of the greater challenges with these plants being 10 months old and such a hot summer, as you can see here, that there's a lot that have cracked. So here are some that I have picked that are in really good condition. And these are all the ones that have been picked but have some cracking going on. From our understanding, this cracking is happening for two main reasons. One is temperature fluctuations, and the second is a lack of calcium. So the first being temperature fluctuation, Jian Yi feels that that's probably at about a 15-degree variation. So if you have high fluctuations, nighttime lows to daytime highs greater than 15 degrees, there can be some cracking going on with the tomatoes. There was a lot less cracking in the passive solar greenhouse compared to the hoop houses because it does stay a lot warmer in here through the night. But there was just such extreme highs this summer that these are some tomatoes that were likely maybe budding at that time and are still impacted from the huge heat variances. Now, the second reason there could be cracking is due to the lack of calcium. And so these tomato plants are between 5 and 6 meters. And so even though there is sufficient calcium in the soil, as the plant grows longer and longer, it has a harder time pushing calcium along and up and getting it into all of the tomatoes. And so just with age, some of the tomatoes are lacking in calcium because they're having a hard time pushing it to the fruit. that's all from me today. Thank you so much for joining me and hope you have a wonderful day or evening.